Hello, beautiful people. Here we are. Happy anniversary. Mic check, mic check. Make sure I'm not sitting here for 2 minutes talking while Kiki is agreeing with me in the chat. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Mic check, mic check. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Hit the like button. It's so important. um, Yeah, shout out to everybody who's watching. Shout out to all the subscribers here on YouTube. I got a word for you in just a second. Shout out to all of the members here on YouTube and on Patreon. Shout out to the best expletive mod squad. It's a little too early in the live. Shout out to the most expletive mod squad on the internet. Make sure that you have switched your chat settings from top chat to live chat. And shout out to all of the quiet looters. Okay? The quiet looters who just lurk and listen, don't chat. I know you're there. We appreciate you very much. You could give a heart or a thumbs up or a little wave to the chat, you know. It's always good to see you. I know you're here because I can see the numbers. Hello. Hello, Spooky Ariel. Thank you very much. Thank you, Unapologetic. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Muddy Huddy. Hey, hello, T. Coleman. Hello, Dons. Is it Dons or Donze? Well, you might not respond, but hello. Mimima. Hello. Thank you for sharing your presence. Gosh, X, happy one año. Thank you. Ms. Mia, hey, beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Rosa, thank you very much. Okay, I think I said Dawn's as the first one, so I'm gonna go with that unless you say no. The other one. Hello, beautiful. Afro Butterfly with the first question. How does it feel? It feels bizarre, you know? Marshall Irons said in the chat, I hope the year has been good to you. I have an immense amount of gratitude because of the fact that it's been such a hard year. It's been the hardest year that I've had in a couple years. But in terms of the YouTube channel, the channel has been around for like 17 years. It started off with just historical videos that I had collected over the years and needed a place to put them. So the channel had, I think, 6,000 subscribers and millions of views because they're Black historical videos. So there are people who would either find the videos around the, anniversary of a thing that I had a historical video on, or they would come back every year to the video. And then, last year it went down and I decided after much standing next to the double dutch, I'm not for weeks. Because I'm a serious adult and YouTube is notorious for having a bunch of junk content and toxic behavior, trolling people, just all of the things that are negative and a lack of serious adult, you know? But the beef really changed that. It really elevated serious voices, and it was seeing those content creators and those channels during the beef that made me say, "Oh, this is a level of conversation that people are having." In the millions of people are having this conversation and appreciate it. It changed something. I think forever, and I think it's still shaking out, you know? The party doesn't die overnight. It takes time. And I think the what's happening in the world contributes to that shaking out. So, saying all of that to say, short story said longer, um, I believe that it all aligned at the time it was supposed to align. I believe that. I really do. And, as I shared yesterday, I've grappled with a lot of, and I don't use this word lightly because I know it gets tossed around a lot, so I don't use it lightly. I've grappled with a lot of existential questions about the purpose of my life. And I haven't come to answers, and I don't know if I will. I know that we're not entitled to answers in our lifetimes. Nevertheless, this has, and that is putting it lightly. I'm just trying not to cry. Maintaining my thug exterior. Um, so, yeah, thank you for asking. Um, so yeah, I have something to say to the subscribers. When I went to bed last night, this video had 10,000 views, and I was super happy with hitting 10,000 views on the same day that I uploaded the video, you know? A lot of first time people coming through. And I woke up this morning and it had 32,000 views on it. My highest was Drake is Broke. That had just over 45,000 views. The highest video if I were to go into older content that is still on the channel, there's a playlist of the historical videos. There's a video on there that has over 1,000,000 views. Okay, but those aren't mine. I don't earn anything off of them. Again, they're just videos that I collected and I needed a place to put them. And I decided when I decided to make the channel interactively, active with producing my own content, I decided not to take those videos away because I decided, you know, applying my own professional expertise in communications and audience mapping, if these people have appreciated these historically Black videos, these historic Black videos, then they will appreciate my voice. And they stayed, you know? Um, which is great. But I just wanted to let you know exactly how you impact the channel and the algorithm as subscribers. So this is the first time today. This happened today, which is crazy. This is the first time that one of my videos has hit over 50,000 and it's still going. It's still going. Subscribers, when you watch the videos, when you like them and when you comment on them, the more of you who do that, the more YouTube moves my video up on its main page. So it's news in the news business, they call it above the fold. My video is above the fold on YouTube right now on the homepage. It's a recommended video. This is like back to Drake's 99 Problems, which was 365 days ago. It's everywhere that it would need to be in order for it to be seen and for the numbers to go. But the reason why that happens is you can see, you know, there's it's cut off here, but there's an explanation to it, and then we'll get to it. But I really just want to give y'all your props and make sure that you understand how you impact this channel. When I'm saying, like the video, comment on the video, share the video, I'm at kind of like a crossroads, and I was coming to this crossroads months before the year of, I've been through some shit on this platform, and I'll just go ahead and say there's been a concerted effort of some men to really be negative towards this channel, since something went down last year. Um and that's fine, but my focus is on me and what I want to say and the audience that's here and consistent, the subscribers, the members, and speaking to you. So if a video goes, great. If it doesn't go, great. At the same time, we've built something here, right? I've spent more and more and more and more and more time doing this and not doing other things that, would bring me in 10 times more money a week, a day. Um, and that's part of my own transition in this world and in how I use my voice. And so you just get to that point where it's like when I keep saying like, watch this video or I'm posting it, like, here's the new video. It's because you get to a crossroads of how much can I afford to continue doing this? Because I've poured thousands of dollars into this channel and you have too. And when am I gonna have to, or am I gonna have to really just dial it back or let it go because I have to provide for myself, gotta pay the rent. But when subscribers in particular, and you can, freeze this later, come back to it later. When subscribers in particular interact with videos, happy birthday, Claudia. I'm just gonna hide myself for a second so you can see it. Oops. Hold on. When the topic, title, or thumbnail of a video attracts more of the subscribers of your channel, it's more likely to be recommended to viewers watching similar videos on YouTube Home and up next. So more views from YouTube recommendations. That number is up so high. And then there's the click-through rate. So you've probably heard content creators talk about this before. There's the impressions of your video. That's how many people see that it exists. Oh, it's there amongst a bunch of other videos. And then there's what's called the click-through. That's who clicks on it and actually watches it. So when you, as subscribers, see it, that contributes to the impressions. When you click on it, that makes it go tink, 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 tink. When you like it, when you comment on it, that level of engagement. My click-through rate on this channel started off at about 11%. It dropped down to 5, which is bad. Okay? This video started at 5. It was doing good numbers, and I was like, well, I don't care if people watch it or like it or agree with it. It's a factual video. It's a factoid video. And it's just going to exist on this channel. The click-through rate started at 5. Then it went to 18. And then it went down to 13, and then it went to 11, which is great. You'll hear a lot of YouTubers say the number like, I want 11 at least because you're over 10. It's still reasonable. And if you have a huge following, that's reasonable. So this one settled out at 11, and it's stayed between 11 and 13 since last night, which is really, really good. And that is down to subscribers. I've gained almost 290 new subscribers from this video. I've gained almost 500 subscribers this week from just the trial related live content and the discussion that we've been having. But this means a lot to me. I really do have to say that it's shocking to me. If you look at the video and you see under it, it says like 42,000. The what I can see live in analytics and then what updates on the video, there's a stagnation there. So I'm looking at the analytics on the back end of what is happening live, and it's at probably 53,000 at this point in time because I clipped this right before I went live so that I could explain it, share it, and say thank you so much because this is a milestone. This is now the most viewed video of my own creation on this channel, and it's still going. So thank you so much. Thank you. In addition to that, there is a gift list for the 1 year anniversary. You can get some gifts, some things for, me and for the fur babies. Um, so I wanted to give a quick shout out. If you contribute to the gift list, I will thank you in a future live. But this is what I have so far of folks who have contributed multiple things. Some of you contributed multiple things for me and the kitties, and we both appreciate it. So I wanted to give a special shout out. And again, if you get something off of the list, I will give you a shout out in a subsequent live on this channel. But to get it started, Joanne M, a lot of you with the M. Joanne M, Tammy M, Jennifer M, Nicole E, Robin S, as always, Demetrius, and Angie B. I wanted to give you a special shout out and say thank you for that. Appreciate it. The kitties are very freaking happy right now. Princey has got a new hammock. I'm going to put that together today. I did a bunch of cleaning and organizing this morning. He's got a new hammock. I can take my kitchen chair back and it can go back into the kitchen. I'll take a picture. I'll post it in the Discord. And he'll have a little hammock here and he will be so freaking happy because he really does love his hammocks, and they're old and they're tired. And they need to go. Like, he's going to drop through one of them. They're very worn out. So thank you from Princey. Thank you. Okay. All right. I have a couple notes, so I want to read the notes. We'll get to your comments, but I have some notes of some people who sent in some emails, and I just got another one. I haven't had time to put it on a graphic, but I'm going to read it right now from Katie. Just huge love. Saw your video the day it came out last year and been surviving the world with you with your accompaniment since. Heard something you said in a live last week and started writing an essay after a long break. I'll be in touch about citing you appropriately if and when I figure out how this might publish. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you, Katie. I look forward to hearing from you. Okay. From Maisha. Oh, God. Let's say, am I going to be able to? I'm like, do I have any tissue? I don't. I don't. Okay. I pull my thug up. I pull my thug up. Okay. From Maisha. Hello, beautiful. It has been a pleasure watching your channel grow, and congratulations on your new book. Thank you. I look forward to seeing where you will be at the end of this year. Yeah. Once again, congratulations on everything, and give my love to Princey. I will. Princey! He's in his little apartment right now. From Natural St. Lucian Gem. Happy 1 year anniversary to the AFL channel. What an accomplishment to celebrate and be proud of. It's truly been a pleasure being a part of this community and watching the channel grow over the past few months. Thank you for creating such an engaging space for intelligent discourse. It really does make a significant difference in today's world. I'll definitely be a part of the replay gang for the live stream recording, but I'm sure it'll be a fantastic one. Best regards. Thank you so much, Natural St. Lucian. Shout out to the replay gang. Y'all are real ones, and I appreciate you oh so much. From karaoke and vodka, I just want to say happy anniversary. I am immensely proud of you. Still waiting for the arrival of Bloodlines. Should be in today. Hey. But we'll tune in regardless to celebrate. In love and community. Karaoke and vodka. Thank you. From Josu, I hope I got it right. Hello. I just wanted to say I love your work. Thank you. It's grounded me and taught me things that have helped me remain calm in uncertain times. And I'm constantly recommending you to other people for that very reason. Thank you. My question about your book. Okay, we'll come back to that. We will come back to the question about the book in the second hour. Okay, okay. So I will come back to the question about the book in the second hour where we're going to have a book talk. But let me give some thanks and some shout outs on the super stickers before I hit the Gen Pop chat. Hit the like button if you haven't already. T Mac, thank you for the $10 contribution and all of the support that you've shown the channel. I am she or I am shy. I'm sorry if I got it wrong this time. Thank you for the $5 contribution. Happy anniversary. Thank you so much. T Mac again, thank you for the super sticker. You just gonna make sure we get to that goal. I appreciate it. C Mars Bet, thank you, beautiful. Thank you for the $2 contribution. Angie Lady, thank you for the $10 contribution. Happy anniversary. Thank you. Thank you for being a voice of logic and reason. You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't know how to be any other way. Because I can't send you a slice of my birthday cake. Here's some Mexican coin. Thank you. I appreciate it. And again, happy birthday to you. T Mac just coming through. Just gonna be, just sprinkling it in there. Thank you for the $3 contribution. Claudia, thank you for gifting a membership. I love that. T Mac, thank you. Samantha, thank you for the $5 contribution. Demetrius, thank you for the $10 contribution. It's so well deserved, APSA. I hope the video keeps going up and up. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm very glad. I'm very glad. I was like, well, because child, the analytics been dusty. Okay, the analytics been dusty. Yeah, it's timely. That's all I can say. It's super fucking timely. Thank you for all of your support, Demetrius. Kaylee, thank you for the $3 contribution. Appreciate you, beautiful. All right, let's hit the chat. What's the chat talking about? Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Mwah. Azure. Hello. Hello, Azure Divina. Broderick Cochran. Hello. Thank you for all of your support on the channel. Effin Sweet. Hello. Aw, shucks, Broderick. Broderick Cochran Jr. says, we're thankful for you. Thank you. I'm thankful for you. Josue. Oh, thank you for correcting me. Josue. Okay. Well, thank you for correcting me. And thank you for your note. I appreciate it very much. We did send up PayPal for folks who don't have access to Cash App or Venmo. Sorry. So there you go. In the description of this video is all the links to all of the things. The book, the PayPal, the Venmo, the Cash App, the gift list. It's all directly in the description of this video. So you can check out the links there whenever you're able, if you're so inclined. If you're not, that's okay too. It's really okay. Got you a DoorDash gift card, snack fun. Thank you so much. Yeah, you want to buy me lunch, hit that Amazon link. Grab a gift card or send me some coin, Why not? It's an anniversary celebration. If you are a member on Patreon or YouTube, you do have access to join this live if you want to. At any point, the second hour will be book First hour is just we're talking about, the channel. Um, and I want to hear from you about the channel, whether it's in the chat or, you want to pop up into the live. Go over there, read what it says. No, you don't have to show your face. Yes, I would prefer you're in a quiet place. Yes, please change your StreamYard name when it asks you for a name from, to match your YouTube name. But very simple. If you want to, no pressure. It's totally fine. I'm used to sitting here and, you know, flapping my gums. Mark Creasy, Abs's favorite. Hello, beautiful. Happy 1-year anniversary. The love and gratitude I feel for you and this community is astronomical. And I know this to be true. Even while I'm away, I have the memories with this channel. It's more success for you, Queen Absa. Thank you, beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I really do. Jamila Elise, I haven't been able to super chat you in months, but thankful I can in celebration of your anniversary. Congrats. Thank you. I appreciate you. Broderick, thank you for the $5 Cash App. Appreciate you. Queen Medina. Okay. So I want to hear from people. I've asked this question before, but it's been a while and we've grown. So I would like to hear from people either what video made you hit subscribe, or what video, is memorable to you or has really resonated with you. When you think of AFL and videos, like what comes to mind for you? I'd love for you to share. Hi, P. Thank you, beautiful. Angie Lady said, I'm a day one. It's Drake's 99 Problems for me. I know that's right. Yeah. Yeah. That video I think did like 37,000 views. It got like 35,000 in 2 days, I think. And I was like, "Oh. Oh. Cool." Yeah, that was cool, but it was y'all in the comment section like, "Ahem, ma'am. So, what's the next video gonna be about?" I was like, "Oh, right, right, right." Broderick, 99 Problems. Yeah, yeah. I love this. 99 Problems, 99 Problems. Rosa, Drake has a plan and a goal. It was the first time I saw someone place Drake's move in context instead of just memeing on him for clout. Ooh, that's a word. That's a word. Memeing on him for clout. That's so good. P says, your coverage of Kendrick is what made me subscribe. The Drake slander analysis made me stay. I feel like you're in good company. Oh, Queen Medina. Yeah, you've been here. You've been here for a long time. The video on why you became a strategist. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've had to subsequently, take those down because of stalkers and doxers and catfishers. Remember that? Remember when we went through that? That was fun. But it still exists. Maybe at some point in time I'll share it again somewhere, safe and private. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, crazy. Demetrius says, an early favorite for me was your live reaction to GNX. I revisit it sometimes when I need to cheer up. Oh, that means so much to me. That really does mean so much to me because I know what it means to revisit videos when you need something, Stormcloud, when I first clicked on one of your lives, I wondered if you'd keep that same stoic attitude. I was in for a shock. Here I am. This is me. Strategy of euphoria. No one else broke it down on that level. Thank you, Michael A. Thank you. Jamila Elise, Deciphered actually brought me here. They bring you up often, so I checked you out. I'm sure it was Drake related because that's how I found their channel too. Let's give it up. Let's give it up for the real ones, okay? Let's give it up for the real ones. Let's give it up for the real ones. Big ol' shout out to We Are Deciphered for just being men, manly men, not Mimi men. Not me mean men. Yes. Stand 10 toes down. Yes. Value their relationships. Yes. Yes. Loyalty. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. Yes. Yes. All the things. Smart, funny, loving, kind, generous, and definitely one of the channels that genuinely inspired me to make my first video. Yeah. J.E. I'll take this. I don't remember the specific video, but a large part of the reason why it it is because you being basically the only one who knew what you were talking about with Drake v UMG. Yeah, that is true. And I don't have any problem saying that. It's not ego related. It's just a fact. Stormcloud, the 10 Snipe Commandments video after I'd already been subscribed was so eye opening. I talk about the 10 Snipe Commandments in the second book. Yes, I sure do. I sure do. Well, 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 well. Look who's back. Hello, beautiful. I subbed the first video. Yes, you did. You are a day one. Thank you for the $2 contribution. Fateless. I saw 99 problems, but I didn't sub and lost you for a while. Was really happy when you reappeared on my page. I'm really happy I reappeared on your page too. P. Also, you patiently guided us through the Jay-Z case. I mean, patient is generous, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the generosity. But yeah, I did. I did. Spooky Ariel, 99 Problems. Brittany says Drake is Broke was my first video. What attracted me to you is that you remind me of Daria at first. I love Daria, and I think that I look like Daria. I think if you were gonna say like, who does she look like? Who does she sound like? Daria, for sure. There are times when I'm watching a live and I'm like, look at Daria. I love this comment so much. Thank you so much for that. That's my own little validation because I genuinely think I look like Daria, especially my eyes. You know, yeah. Don't let me put on eyeliner. It's over. You get all my ethnicities coming out. Oh, T-Mac. You first caught my attention when Lupe Fiasco tried to be condescending to you and you were having abso-fucking-lutely none of it. Yeah. Yeah, I have no regrets about that entire situation, just so we're clear, because nothing revealed red pill niggas faster than the Lupe Fiasco situation. Nothing revealed red pill creators on this platform faster than that. And the mileage they put in behind the scenes with my name in their mouth, which really must have been exhausting. Hi, overanalyst. Thank you, beautiful. Spooky Ariel, day one Drake hater. Your senses and demeanor and reading soothed my spirit. I don't recall the video that was my intro to your channel, but I came to by recommendation from Professor Sky, and I haven't left. Yep, shout out to Professor Sky. I don't know if I'd had a video on here at that point in time. I'm not sure if I did or if I didn't. You know, I'm not really sure if July 4th is actually the day I posted my first video. Everything points to it and says that it was, but sometimes if you make an adjustment to a video, like you change the thumbnail, it changes the date. But regardless, I'm glad you're here. P says, no histrionics, no clickbait, just actual facts and insightful analysis. Yeah, I don't have the energy to get up into it. I really don't. Oh my gosh. Thank you for reminding me about Reddit. Shout out to everybody on Reddit. Claudia said the first video, it got shared on Reddit and I loved everything about it, so I stayed. Somebody on Reddit calls me Queen K-Bot. I've been doing a bunch of research for the second book. I've been all over the place. Queen K-Bot. And it's not condescending. Insofar as I could tell. Queen K-Bot posted again. Look at what she said. And da-da-da-da-da. And did you know? I was like, Queen K-Bot. That's a nice ring to it. I thought that was hilarious. That first collaboration with We Are Deciphered was awesome. That was great. I watched that. That's one of my happy places, is that video. Because honestly, if they would have turned out to be some red pill niggas, I might have packed it up on this channel, on this platform, and kept it pushing. Because, you know, I've survived. I've mostly moved on, even though, you know, I do hold grudges. And I can put things in context. Those men really did try to damage me. Some of them tried to dox me. And they don't give a shit. And they feel completely justified in that behavior. Because I told Lupe Fiasco under no uncertain terms to shut the whole fuck up. And that I would not be attacked by him on any platform. And maintained that. Even when he spent 18 hours hopping from channel to channel to channel to channel to try and desecrate my name. And they've been on a campaign ever since. So, yeah, it might have broke a little bit of my heart if We Are Deciphered had turned out to be. There was one point in time where I was over there and somebody said something in the chat, and Skip just, you know, at first he was like, we ain't gonna talk about that. We're talking about something else. And then somebody tried it in the chat, and Skip said, I'm not gonna repeat what he said, but if you were there, you saw what he said. And I was like, well, I think he's declared where he stands on this situation. I didn't expect it. I didn't know it was coming. I wasn't asking them to defend me. I wasn't asking them to say anything. He just, and you know, when he gets in that moment of just like, where he just like turns into a brick and just mollywops whatever it is. And then he just goes back. I was like, okay, well, I'm in a safe space. Effing sweet. One of my favorite things about your channel are the words that have been added to my lexicon, namely biscuit head, headassery, and hyperbole. Ah, fantastic. Hello, beautiful. Hello. Truly pathetic. They were truly pathetic. Queen Medina, I would also say your guidance in this community helped during the election and the fallout since. Ugh, yeah, because that's what I care about. That's what I care about the most. So I'm glad to hear that. Absent in the community really helped me. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I really am. It's Art with Words. Hey, beautiful. Daria rebrought stream in the future on Discord. You know what? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Goldie, I can't remember the exact video. I just remember Professor Sky giving you high praise during the Kendrick v. Drake beef. I watched a video alive and stayed put. You're a good egg. You're smart. Aphrodite, hello, beautiful. I don't think it was any one video, but when I found myself wanting your perspective on topics and had difficulty finding your page, yeah, I subbed the next time it popped up so I wouldn't miss a thing. Yeah. A year ago, it was really difficult to type in ABSA FCKN. YouTube was like, what? What? It's not anymore. It's not on Google either. I really appreciate you all for that. If you wanted to do the channel a solid right now, open Chrome, open YouTube, open Google and just search abso-fucking-lutely YouTube. Click on the result of this channel and then close it. That'll help. It's gotten a lot better because YouTube tells me these things. So even looking at, the video that I was the sentencing video analytics and looking at like the search terms that are bringing people directly to the video or to the channel, it's abso-fucking-lutely is the highest one. And that means a lot because it definitely was not that way in the beginning. I wasn't even sure YouTube was going to allow this to even exist in that way because the title, has a curse word in it. But, some people have figured out you can just say abso-effing-lutely. It's okay. You don't have to say abso-fucking-lutely. You can just say abso-effing-lutely. But yes, it's been a process. And I didn't know that at the beginning. I wasn't thinking about that at the beginning. I was just like, that's a genius fucking name for a channel. Because I say abso-fucking-lutely all the time in real life. So Stormcloud. I also subbed because Moni recommended. Shout out to Moni. Another real one. Another real one. Yeah, it's been a journey on the mod squad, but I appreciate you all so, 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 so much. I remember when I got to the point of realizing like, I need mods and going back and watching a bunch of lives and being like, as a matter of fact, this is a perfect segue. Thank you so much for bringing this up. If you would like to join the mod squad, I'll catch it in the replay. Okay. Listen to me first before you say, I want to do it. Listen to me. Okay. If you want to join the mod squad, the first thing you need to know is that it is completely voluntary. You don't have to be there for every single live, but you do have to have a consistent presence. You do have to be a cheerleader throughout lives. You become kind of a leader of the community. So liking a video, commenting on a video, sharing a video, and then being present during lives to, not just sit there with your 6-shooters waiting to airlock people, but throughout the live, remind people how many people are watching versus how many likes do we have. Like, and this is definitely not shade to anybody who is a mod. I'm not removing anybody. They're all fantastic. Some people have been removed because issues. Other people have been removed because life gets busy. You go away for a long time And I don't know if you're coming back. If you were a mod and then you weren't a mod, don't feel any kind of way. It's literally because I didn't see you for 8, 10, 12 weeks. And I try to keep it current and I try to keep it fresh. And I don't want to have, 1,000 Josh Johnson baby oil bottles. I don't want to have 1,000 mods, but I want to have enough so that the mods know, if they've got something going on and they tap into a live, they can be like, okay, there's enough people here. I can go, finish the dishes or whatever it is that you're doing in your real life. And it takes up time. There are people. The other day we had 3 lives, and there were mods who were there for every live. There were mods who were there for some live. Sometimes you're multitasking during a live, and you're trying to participate more as just a member of the audience than a mod, because of whatever it is that's going on in your real life while you're listening, to a live. So if you want to join the mod squad, if you feel like that is something that you can do, yes, I'm here. Yes, I can share links. Yes, I can encourage people to like and subscribe. Yes, I can, watch for any biscuit headassery. Then, drop a heart right now. Okay. I'll see this on the replay and I'll pick some folks out, and I'll see you, in a future live as a member of the mod squad. Thank you for reminding me of that, King Link. Oh my God, Curse of Ra. I still have that. I wanted to put it in the book, but for a lot of reasons I didn't, but it might wind up on a QR code in the second book. Yeah, I'm really excited to have QR codes in the second book. It's not going to be meme heavy. It will actually be, QR codes to videos or to court documents. But there will be a meme or two in there. There will be a meme or two in there. Hello, beautiful. I got distracted working on a tape. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary indeed. You are a light, a balm, of a real member of this community, and not just of this channel, but this community on YouTube. And Kiki, I appreciate you so much. I really do. I really, really do. I have no tissues, so I can't cry. Okay. Ooh, boy. Okay. I came in when you did the political strategy because I was like, I did. And then that's what I was thinking about. I was reading your comment. I was like, I did. And I thought to myself, I did. And that's when I said, ooh, boy. So that was a time. Whoo, that was a time. I came in when you did the political strategy videos about uncommitted and Democratic elites and intention last July to August. Then you helped me during November with your live streams and playing GNX. Yeah, we did have a lot of live streams that were just listening to GNX basically for like an hour. That album still has me in a chokehold. I don't care. I'm not ashamed. Has me in a full chokehold. I love it so much. Q Smooth. Hi. Hi, beautiful. That was such an awesome conversation. I think Moni is a freaking genius. I just left a comment on her Iceman video because I saw that she had done it, and then I heard Deciphered talking about it, and I was like, let me go watch that video. And I watched that video and I was like, my comment was something like dot 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 dot. Listen, you might wind up in the second book too. It's not my fault you're this good. It's not your fault it's not my fault you're this good. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Moni, in terms of what I would consider like a proper citation for a book when you were really expounding on somebody else's work, just a note, Moni is the only one in the book that is referenced in that way. There are other creators that are referenced for other things, but in terms of content, intelligence, in terms of you, this originates with you. And I would be plagiarizing to put it in the book and not say it came from here. The only person who really got that in the book, in the first book, Chilling with Moni. It's not my fault she's that good. Well, I love that. I love that. You know, reciprocity. I found we are deciphered because of your channel, actually. Yay. Yay. Effin Sweet says, loved your collab with Starsky. Both of you dropped gems. That was fun. That was fun. All of those conversations were fun. And there might be another one coming up soon with some new guests. We've decided that we want to collaborate. And I've said, well, we can do a Conversations for the Culture. But if you feel like that's not the right fit for whatever it is we decide we're going to discuss, we can do something else. But it might happen. It might, a collaboration will be coming. No, I'm not going to tell you with whom. It's a surprise. But it might happen in Conversations for the Culture. So that'll be exciting. And at some point in time, I do hope to have Moni on. Moni was supposed to be the first. Then she was supposed to be on with, I think it was the 1 year of Not Like Us. But she had COVID and had to cancel. And, you know, has been recovering, and then life been lifing. Moni was supposed to be the first. But I hope eventually to have her on. I'm super picky about Conversations for the Culture. I gotta like you, and I gotta actually watch your content. Otherwise, we can have a conversation, but it won't be Conversations for the Culture. It will be, you know, something else. I'm just gonna leave this here without any commentary. You found Kiki through the chat here. Yes. That's been awesome because Kiki was in the chat for a while saying, I'm going to start a channel. I'm going to start a channel. I'm going to make a video. And then started a channel. And now is cultivating their own community and has kick-ass content. It's just cool. It's just cool. I'm so grateful. I really am. I really, really, truly am grateful for those two brothers. I think they are incredible people. I've never met them in person, but they have integrity and fortitude, and they love each other. And I think that's really special. You know? If you watched their live over the weekend where they talked about the impact of music, you can see it in many, 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 many different ways. But I was a whole mess. I had to click away from that live. I was a whole mess because I was listening to every word and I knew what they were saying. And they love each other. They care about each other. They have each other's backs. And we are all so fortunate to be able to be in community and in conversation with them, is how I feel. (1988) Jeffy, they actually listen. They didn't speak at you. They are just solid niggas. They really are. Muddy Huddy. My app's a favorite is the giggle for you. My app's a fave. That's funny. is the giggle you had reading about Siri and certified PDF oh man, that was crazy. Document reads have been crazy, and I was trying to think to myself, like yeah, and I went back and looking at the videos, like, how did it start? It was supposed to be kind of a one-off, and then I was just continuing to read documents, and then I just decided, like, well, I'm sitting here at my desk, I'm reading it, I'll just go live and see if people wanna read along with me, and boy, and boy, here we are. Yeah, that's part of his legacy, for those who know. It's it's just a part of his legacy now. There's big old jet flying over my house, but I'm not gonna worry about that. I literally was thinking to myself, "What is today?" I forgot what day it was. It's some other holiday besides Apps a Day. But there are fighter jets scrambling from the airport by my house. So if you can hear that, I'm very sorry. There's multiple fighter jets taking off from the airport by my house, which means they're scrambling to something. Hold on. Well, hopefully everything is safe because when I looked out the window, they took off from the airport basically vertically, which means they were desperate to get in the air as fast as they possibly could. There's consistently four fighter jets at the airport closest to my house, which is not SeaTac, um, in the event that they need to scramble jets somewhere. So hopefully all is well. I don't know. I'm minding my business. Okay. I'm not celebrating that holiday. I'm celebrating this holiday. Anyway, Anna Molly, listen, child, the sexism of the algorithm. If I had untold resources, I would sue. I would. If I had untold resources, I would sue. Anna Molly says, I remember finding some of the dude reactors and thinking, where are the women? Found Moni first, and she shouted you out. Again, shout out to Moni. T-Mac, one of the most life-changing things in this community is ABSA challenges me to genuinely think for myself. I love the more detached, cynical way I consider all sources. I can smell my neurons firing up. Yep. Yep. Thank you, Miss Anne. I appreciate you. Chris with a K, hello. Let me catch up in the chat. Small cat. It reads like small cat. Gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Island Girl, hello, beautiful. Happy anniversary. Your channel is a breath of fresh air and doses of empathy, wisdom, and common sense. Child, I try. T Max still plugging in them super stickers. I see you. I see you. I appreciate you. Yeah, if you leave an ABSA stream not learning anything, then that's a you problem. If you watch an ABSA video and then didn't learn anything, that's a you problem. The comments, I finally last night actually when I went to bed, I'm so glad that I did this because I was like, when I fell asleep last night and it had 10,000 views, I was like, oh, cool, great. You know, maybe it'll have 12 by the morning. And then I thought to myself, let me go ahead and hold all comments until the morning. And I am so glad that I did because I woke up to 32,000 views and a lot of comments. I'm going to say 50-50. 50% good comments, 50% trolls or people who, well, what about, well, or nuh-uh, and you just get the airlock right away. um, so yeah, I'm really glad that I did that because it would have just been hanging out there, and I don't like that. I don't like people's booty holes hanging out there on my channel. It's not attractive. So, and I'm still holding all comments on that video and just letting them, you know, think they got it off. You are the only one that can see your biscuit head ass comment. Cheers. Robin Silver, hello, beautiful. Happy anniversary. Thank you. Thank you for the gifts. I shouted you out earlier at the beginning. My first favorite, Strategist Explains Messaging 101. They Not Like Us video reaction, Family Matters reaction. That was a good one. I was really proud of that one. I packed a whole bunch in there, but that was really good. Thank you. Oh, hell no. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Anywho. MB, are you saying you want the background? Oh, hyperbole. People were trying to correct APSA's pronunciation, so APSA in chat started dunking on those people. The background on hyperbole is I pronounce hyperbole hyperbole because the word can be pronounced either way. When we get into the conventions of language and pronunciation, regional dialect, international dialect, et cetera, what people, you know, are commonly referred to as hyperbole is also hyperbole. It's just a pronunciation difference. And there were people losing their minds over the fact that I pronounce it hyperbole. And the condescension is crazy to me because these people wouldn't understand the fact if it slapped them in the face in general. But just losing it. And again, the condescension, I would get comments like, "Oh, sweetie, it's hyperbole. Oh, da 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 da. You know, you're smart, but you don't you don't understand the convention of words." And since I'm the political strategist who creates campaigns and messaging, I don't think I got to almost 50 getting it wrong. And since I know I got the good education and was raised by a rocket scientist and an engineer with more patents than you'll ever have in your life, I'm going to pronounce it the way my people taught me to pronounce it. At home, at school, and in college. Sometimes I say hyperbole, but more often than not, I say hyperbole. And then when they got a real attitude about it, I was like, "Oh no, never say hyperbole ever again in fucking life." And now it's big as the what? Hyperbole. It was so dumb and so arrogant. And now every time I say it, I'm like, save yourself. Don't bother trying to correct me because you're just going to find out that you don't know what you are talking about. And then people are going to clown the shit out of you. I'll just delete you. But if somebody else sees you first, they're going to clown the shit out of you. You're not going to like that. Yeah, leave me alone. You support Black women or leave us the fuck alone. That's how it works around here. It's not complicated. Yeah, I've said it both ways, and I will do that. I'll say hyperbole, I'll say hyperbole. I'll say amicus brief, I'll say amicus brief. Pro hoc vice is pro hoc vici. I never say that. I always say pro hoc vice. And some white man in the chat, first time commenter, YouTube tells me these things, called me honey on the sentencing video. And this is how I know when people don't watch videos and they just comment. The video starts with honey, da 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 da, according to his avatar, white man. Have you never heard of a little thing called the federal sentencing guidelines? I said, oh, you're a dumb fuck, and you didn't watch this video. This morning, I asked a man in the comment section, what is it like to have never been touched by a woman? And that was the appropriate response to his comment. He was incensed. He was very, very angry about that. Azure Divina, one of your videos that I loved watching repeatedly was your proud and overcome reaction to Kendrick's Super Bowl performance. Teared up each time. Yeah, I was real proud, Auntie, on that one. I was real proud, Auntie. Chris with a K, thank you for the support. Absa, your channel completely changed how I view and engage with online content. Never took it seriously. Yeah, as a place for learning, community, nor active, meaningful engagement before. Happy anniversary. I love you, beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you for being part of this community. I appreciate you. Gosh, X, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Small cat. Yeah, yeah. Anyone who's been here for more than a millisecond knows that calling Absa honey is a good way to get eviscerated. Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. Constantly reminding people. I'm a grown ass woman. I'm almost 50 years old. I do have a grandchild. So when people are like, grandma this and grandma that, you better bend the knee to this wisdom and just thank me for my presence. So, yeah. I get this a lot. 1988 Jeffy. Absa reminds me of my aunt so much. Her life's work was as a former lawyer working on Maori health inequities in New Zealand, pragmatic outcomes oriented. Oh, I love her. I love her already. Pragmatic, outcome oriented. Woo! Your auntie love a fact. Fierce, empathetic, funny as fuck. Oh, she passed in February. Oh, bless her life. Bless her life. Queen Medina gifted 10 absolutely memberships. Shit. Thank you. Queen Medina, another for me was watching a channel grow and how you move in these YouTube streets. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, because you guys came on with this was just literally day one. Literally day one. And when I engaged with people in the comments on that first video, I told people like, okay, let's see what a channel can do for a year. And I think it took me like 2 weeks or maybe, so I don't know, I feel like it was 2 weeks of me. My first reaction was, okay, what do I need to talk about next? And then my second reaction was, I feel like these people need to know more about me because that will pave the way for what is to come. Because a lot of people were like, react to this, do this. Or like, oh no, this is not a reaction channel, baby. I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, I went away and thought about it and decided to talk about why I became a strategist and how I became a strategist. And then I can't remember what the next video was that I did that was, probably hip hop topical. Probably had something to do with Kendrick and Drake. Um, but yeah, that felt important because day one, I could see in the comment section that there's a difference in the audience. There's a clear difference in the audience between people who can see that you're a human being, that you come from something, that if you cut them, they bleed. And then there's another side of the community who's the do this, do that. I want to be entertained. And if I pull this puppet string, will you do what I said do? No, I won't. If you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do in all arenas. But if you can't tell me what to do, ciao, gone. Queen Medina, thank you for gifting a membership. Appreciate that. Spooky Ariel, thank you for gifting a membership. T-Mac, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Y'all just on it. Oh, yeah. I still keep up on that. They have not released their decision. The Swiss court has still not released its decision about Jordan Childs. I'm still waiting. Kim Tillman, your Jordan Childs video broadening my idea about this channel, and it was really exciting. Yeah. Yeah. I swear to God, I checked in the last 2 weeks. They still have not rendered their decision on Jordan Childs' medal. Rightfully so. She just moved the fuck on. But it's still an outstanding decision by the Swiss High Court. Unless I somehow got it wrong on my research, but I went and looked for it. That's one of the things about having that elephant memory. Oh, now these motherfuckers is just waiting for us to forget. I ain't forget shit. Yeah, I ain't forget shit. Oh my gosh, guys, we are well into our second hour. And you know what that means? We have spent a lot of time together in a little less than a year. We've genuinely laughed together and cried together. I never expected to have a YouTube channel or an audience or a community. I certainly never expected Drake would have so many damn problems, even though I predicted it. And I have to be honest, there are times when creating content about the problems of celebrities feels very frivolous in the face of what is happening daily in the United States and around the world. But I keep coming back because the channel isn't about celebrities. It's not about Drake or Kendrick. It is about what we have built together. When I say y'all are a treasure, I mean it. It wasn't very long after this channel started that I decided I wanted to capture what was happening in a meaningful way. Video content is great, but it doesn't feel quite tangible, especially since YouTube is a platform outside of our ownership and control, even though it feels like it's ours, like it's there whenever we want it, and always will be. But who knows if that's true? The conversations and overall shift that were sparked a year ago have had a real impact. We've all experienced it, and it deserves to be honored and remembered in a tangible way because it's been powerful, because the culture is powerful, because we are powerful. We matter, and so does our history. And we write our history every day. I wanted to honor that, so I wrote a book. It's called Bloodlines and Battle Rhymes, how a rap beef became a cultural reckoning. I hope you enjoy it because it is a direct result of your support, and it is officially the first book of Chapter and Verse, the Abso-fucking-lutely book club. And you never know. You might even be in it.
Look what I got. Where are my candles at? I'm about to make an altar for this thing. I love it already. Mwah.
Thank you to everybody who has bought the book. Thank you to everybody who sent in a picture. Chris with a K, I did not use the picture that you posted in the Discord because I wasn't sure if you would be comfortable with it, and I did not have time to ask you because I just did that this morning. So you weren't left out. I was trying to be considerate. Claudia, did I put your brother in there? Yes, because I love that photo. I love that photo. I love it so much. Um, so this brings me back to this question right here from, oh God, I've already forgotten how you told me to pronounce it. Was it Yasue? Was it Josue? Thank you. Claudia's like, I got you with this Spanish pronunciation. Appreciate you. Okay. My question about your book is that I love your passionate lyrical analysis style and was wondering if you had any specific influences for how you write. Oh, what happened? Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Sorry. Josue says, do you have any specific influences for how you write? Um, my specific influences for how I write? Trauma? Probably trauma. Um, I thought about this actually because I was like, I don't know if I have any. I started off um as a creative writer, which was a privilege. And then, real life hit. And I became a technical writer. Um, going back to the how I became a strategist and why I became a strategist, the biggest influence on my writing was my aunt. My aunt was is still. She's still with us, but I'm thinking back to my younger years, and what she was doing at the time, which was, taking care of her children. Um, her and her husband, my uncle, have 5 boys, and they were really, dogged in their commitment to protecting Black children in public education. They understood the pipeline before we were saying that regularly. This is a long, long time ago. Um, and it felt like an apprenticeship. 'Cause I would go over to her house because I just loved favorite aunt, just loved spending time with her. I did not have I was adopted and I was raised with a mother and a father, but I did not have that. She didn't mother me. And so I spent a lot of time with my aunt because I gravitated towards her and her love for her children, and she loved me. But anyway, when I got to be about a teenager, when I would go over there, if she were dealing something, if somebody else in the community were dealing with something having to do with a child being harmed in some way, they were on the case. And my job started off as being the person they would dictate to me their communications to whatever institution they were about to go fuck up. Just put it in plain language. So I was the typist because I could type. Um, that eventually graduated into you draft it and then we'll go over it. And so it was important to know facts. It was important to be able to create a narrative tied to those facts. And it was important to create a communication that if somebody didn't know anything about a situation, if they picked up what I wrote and they read it, when they put it back down, they'd be like, "Okay, I got it. Let's talk." So, I'm not gonna say like, Octavia Butler, Ta-Nehisi Coates, like, no, no. It was my aunt, and writing was a survival tool, and it was, what are the facts? How do we communicate these facts? And how does it serve the outcomes that we want? So, I've always just been tied to, no, what actually happened? It it it's in the marrow of my bones. Um, and then I think it's just circumstantial. Writing took me I learned something different. I would say that my aunt, biggest influence. But then I've also talked about, like, when I was doing radio, and I was recruited for that. I was writing locally. Somebody, station manager at a radio station, saw and was following my writing and then just hit me up one day. I didn't know them, out of the blue. His name is Wax, and was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about doing radio?" And I love radio. And I was like, "Yes." To talk and not but like I would actually do packaged commentary. So we're not on radio debating or yelling or I did also some conversations and interviews, but I'm putting a package together every week of multiple commentaries on topics of what's happening in our own backyard or what's happening nationally or what's happening internationally. But I didn't know how to write for radio. I didn't know how to write for a newspaper. I didn't know how to write for a press release. I didn't know how to write so I just learned along the way, depending on the circumstance that I was in, professionally or personally, or the circumstance that the people around me were in. So somebody pulling me into radio, the first thing he said to me, our first meeting, he told me to bring one of my articles. And then he showed me how to turn it into a script for radio. So that's how I learned to write for radio. Somebody else did the same thing with newspapers. Somebody else did the same thing with magazine, and just kind of teaching me the tricks of the trade. I've developed entire curriculum before and trainings before. So I can do a lot of technical writing, but at the end of the day, and I've done a lot of campaign writing, I've done a lot of ghost writing of other people's name is on the article, but I wrote it. Other people's name is on the op-ed, but I wrote it. Written public testimony for people going to speak in front of lawmakers. They're up there speaking and putting their name on it, but I wrote it. And influential people. So then you just learn from that. You learn from tone. You learn from like what is the position that that person is in, and what are the positions and frame of references for the people that they're talking to, and where do we start with this? Where do we end with this? To contribute to, again, the outcomes that we want. And I know I'm kind of rambling. I don't have a clear, concise, but it is a constant process of what is the fact and how do we explain it to an audience in such a way that they will understand it. And I continue to learn that here in my writing here, because this is a completely different audience and a completely different medium. And so I can do a long form video, I can do a 4-minute or 5-minute video. And I appreciate that challenge. I appreciate, like, the sentencing video could have been a 45-minute explainer video. But I was like, I really feel like I can get this down to under 10 minutes. Yes, I sped it up a little bit, but that's also for audience retention. But it's a challenge to me to figure out, what of this granite do I need to cut away to get the statue of the horse to appear from the stone? So I apply that here. I apply it to everything. Okay, if you had a question, I'm now focused. Let's talk about the book. Anything having to do with the book or writing or anything else book related that people want to talk about, I actually do have a copy. It's for my neighbor, but we keep missing each other. So I was like, right as the intro was playing for the video, I was like, oh, I don't have a book. And then I remembered, oh, yes, I do. I do have one. So I do have one here as reference if anybody has any questions or wants me to look at something in particular. If you're not sure what we're talking about, beloved, we're talking about this gorgeous, sexy book here, Bloodlines and Battle Rhymes, How a Rap Beef Became a Cultural Reckoning. This is about the Drake-Kendrick beef. This is apparently book 1, because I cut this one off and started writing a second book that's specific to the lawsuit. So, but yes, we're in book talk. Let's talk about it. Hi, Dante's desk, and any other esteemed folks that may stop by, or any esteemed folks, period, that may stop by. I'm all over the place. So, Absa, when did you first start writing the book itself? I would say, honestly, probably after, and I can't say which one it was, but probably between video 3 and 5 on the Drake topic, because I script. My very first video, I went off the dome, but I had a lot of bullet points. Once I started getting into scripted videos and writing, then you're accumulating pages. And so I was aware that I was accumulating pages. And as I continued to make videos, I thought to myself, because there are writers that do this, right? They'll publish a book of, for example, all of the articles that they've written. And or a selection of the articles that they've written throughout their career. And just that's the book. And so I thought to myself, "Huh, I could potentially do a little keepsakes of just the scripts, and I wonder if people would buy that." And then I'm trying to think because I wanna make sure I give a real concise answer. So I was already starting to think about what would be in it, what would be the, because 'cause they're all pretty much, um I know what it was. I was thinking to myself, it's so the scripts that I had at the time were so weighted on one topic, the beef, versus other things that I was talking about. So I was like, "Well, is this 2 books of scripts or is it felt weird to put, like, blatantly political things, in the book because there was just so much Drake and Kendrick. So I was like, "Maybe these are 2 separate things, I don't really know." And then I just started kind of figuring out and writing in between the scripts to, like, create bridges. And I think I created, like, 5 bridges between scripts that I was just writing so that I could create a flow in the content, and I was like, "This is a book." And then he filed the petitions, and I committed. Committed. Yeah. We usually say, "Don't repeat a chat," but you can. Demetrius, yeah, I think I covered it. The um the petitions sent me focused on what I hadn't written yet. Again, that between space, and took me well out of, "This is gonna just be me cobbling, the scripts together in some kind of coherent way." I was like, "No, this is historical. It is significant. The channel is real, but there's an aspect of it that is not tangible." You know? I'm old. I like old media. I wanted a book. I wanted a book. And yeah, from the petitions on, I was just like, "I'm writing something. I'm writing something." Angie Lady, question, how do you feel this particular battle will change future beefs? I don't know. I don't know. I think there's too much we don't know yet, you know? If you got a problem with somebody, you don't need a record label to address the problem that you have with somebody. And this is where I just caution people to just, like, separate things out, right? There's beef, there's rap, there's hip hop, and then there's the commodification of those things. And I've talked about this before when people say, like, Drake is gonna destroy hip hop. No, that's not possible. Hip hop is ancient. It's in our DNA, and it existed long before it was a commercial product. That's what he's fucking with. That's what he's fucking with. But the art, he quite literally cannot touch it. So I don't know. I think we'll see. I think when you are morally opposed to somebody, nobody can fuck with your convictions on that. And you'll say it whenever, wherever, however. Like Lupe Fiasco is a fucking biscuit head. That's just what it is. What's gonna happen? Another man gonna get mad at me? Talk shit about my channel in their little group chat, in their little special Discord that people take screenshots of and send to me? I don't give a shit. Good, I'm glad. Any advice on writing a book? I wanna write a novel one day. Well, start when you have time. Just start writing. That's my biggest thing is I am a big believer of write it and then edit it. Huge believer in that. Write it, then edit it. And don't try and don't let your writing be focused on trying to write the finished product. Just write. And then chip away the granite that doesn't support the statue that you're trying to create in the stone. T-Mac, as I read the book, I can hear Absa's voice saying the words, particularly the more acerbic observations for some of Drake's more egregious antics. I read the underlying biscuit head asterisk subtext. Yes, that's right. That's right. I love this self-rising biscuit head. That's a good one. Well, shout out to you, beautiful. Shout out to you. It's fucking rough out here. Fucking rough out here. And I hope it does get better soon. Yeah, make it a point to sit down and write it out, whatever it is. And there are a lot of people who are like, I don't have any time. I can't tell you how much of this book I wrote in bed at the end of the day on my phone. I had a Word document as my main document. And then I would take sections of it at night before I would go to bed, before I would end my day and start my what's on the television as I cuddle with the cat, right? My decompression. I would take a section and I would stick it in Google Drive so that I could access it on my phone. And I would just kind of casually, and this is how a lot of scripts come together as well, is at the end of my day when you're after the point where you feel like you're too tired to do anything, when you're after that point and you're like, oh, you're in your decompression time or you're on your phone anyway, right? Put whatever media you would watch on your phone on a different screen. If you have a tablet, put it there. If you have a laptop, put it there. If you have a TV, put it there. And then use your phone to write. If I didn't do that, I would not have time to produce the level of content that I produce. I wouldn't have time to write a book either. But that's how I make the time. And then sometimes I can get obsessive. And if I have a break in days where I'm not doing anything else, child, I am writing, writing for hours. I think my longest run of writing was 15 hours. Working on this book in one sitting was 15 hours. And, I'll write for 1 to 3 hours. I'll take a break, 15 minutes to 45 minutes to an hour. Eat, walk around, think, if I didn't really like what I just wrote, I'll just let it marinate, think, and then come back to it or move on from it and write something else. So you can find a rhythm and a means to do it. It's just being a little bit more disciplined with your time. And I just decided this is what I'm going to be using my evening hours for. And I enjoy it because I think a lot at night anyway. Um, I call it my second shift. I think a lot at night anyway. So whether it's working on a book or working on a script or working on a policy brief for somebody or any of those things, like at night and in the morning, I'm getting a lot done outside of the normal confines of a working day because the brain needs time to process. That's why Drake's music is so terrible. But did you see yourself in the video? Were you gone? You didn't see yourself in the book video. You're in the book video. You're like, book video? Yeah, there's a book video. You'll catch it on the replay. Whew, I legit needed to hear that. I think that's what hinders me from writing. Yeah, where there is a will, there is a way. Small cat. That's hilarious. Best advice I ever heard was write drunk, edit sober. Just get the words out. You can fix them after. Yeah, write in whatever place you are in because that'll feed something. You know, if you are writing a fictional novel and you're having a bad day, pour it into a character. It will resonate with the reader more because you transferred the energy of your experience into a character, is my opinion. Thank you. Yeah, I've done a lot of writing at work that wasn't related to work, and it's been like that for literally 30 years. Because I left home at 15, and then I had 3 kids, on welfare. Yay me. Shining example. Um, I didn't have a computer. So, I got it in wherever I could get it in. I had floppy disks that I would take to my temp jobs where I was the temporary secretary while the secretary's on vacation. And don't let it be the holiday season. Ain't nobody calling anyway, child. I'm working on something. I'm glad. I'm glad it's working for you. Well, I think also, Che, here's the thing. There was a point in time where, like, I got a bee in my bonnet, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think I was considering. This is just going to be a moment of complete honesty. Okay, I was not in a good place in April. I was not in a good place. And I didn't know what it looked like to come out of that bad place or how I was going to get there. And then, yeah, March, April. I don't know what happened or what I saw, but something reminded me of May 4th and the 1-year anniversary of Not Like Us. Because I had thought to myself, I'll finish the book eventually. It was a hobby project, the writing of it. And I figured it would be released more towards like August of this year. And then I can't remember what it was that I saw, but I just decided I'm a firm believer in, and this does come from a movie, but it's true. There are a couple things that I believe in that come from movies. Number one, if you build it, they will come. Here you are. But there's a movie called Boys on the Side with Whoopi Goldberg. And if you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. There's a scene in a hospital, I think it's in the hospital, where one character says to another, "If you don't know where you're going, then sit down and focus on where you are." And I literally looked around and was like, "What do I have?" and I got this book. So I said, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. And I threw myself into it. Threw myself into it. Damn it. I'll be right back. Get some tissue. Otherwise, my makeup is gonna get into my eyes, and then I'm not gonna be able to see. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Pull my thug back together. But yes, the book was one of the very few things that did make me feel horrible. The book was one of the very few things that didn't make me feel horrible to work on. And so I just got the idea in my mind that I think I can get this book ready by May the 4th if I throw myself into it. And so that's what I did, and it got me through. I should have brought that damn tissue with me. God damn it. Absa baby Booski, you are so appreciated. Thank you. Let me go grab that damn tissue. I think I got it together now. Pull my thug together. God damn it. T-Mac, thank you for the super sticker. You just on it. Chris with a K. I can't remember if I popped this one up already. Thank you for donating memberships. I'm gonna go up a little bit. Some of this is gonna be repetitive, but I hate to miss people. I missed somebody the other day in the live who donated $5, and I felt terrible because I'm pretty sure it was his first super sticker. Charge it to my head, not my heart. Spooky Ariel, that's right, with the membership. T-Mac again, and that's right. Queen Medina came through with the 10. Damn. Appreciate you very much. Oh, well, I'm glad. Mark Creasy, I read that book at a park in a storm because it brought me peace. You are the best. It still brings me peace. I'm so happy to hear that. We do. We do. We do. Usually in private. But we do. Over analysts. So many hugs and thanks. Thank you. My book is on the way. I am ecstatic to read it. I know. I posted I'm obviously not your email because that would be rude. But if you weren't here earlier, I posted what you sent in over email, and I appreciate it very much. Oh, thank you. I mean, I'm definitely doing better than I was in March. And that's why I said, like, I really just try and focus on the gratitude, because yeah, um, I've had some anxiety attacks. Um, it's not good when you have an anxiety attack in your sleep and you become lucid and you realize, "I'm having an anxiety attack." And then you can even pinpoint why you're having an anxiety attack because you realize that you were dreaming about something that actually has implications on your real life. So, yeah, March was not good. None of those things have changed per se, but I have period. Kim Tillman, this would have been a much lonelier year for me if it wasn't for this channel. Facts. Me too. Me too. Me too, for real. I love you too. Okay, again, if you posted a question, book related, and I missed it, go ahead and post it. Go ahead and post it again. I am going to go ahead and do a I don't know if is it nationwide or worldwide? I gotta go back and look at the thing, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a wide distribution on the book. The book will remain I'm never gonna give you those links. That's for Gen Pop who can find it wherever they find it. The book will still be available through the printer for everybody at a lower price. The price you're paying is the lower price. Once I agreed for the book to go into national distribution, the price doubles and everybody takes the majority of the money. Um, if you've bought a book from Lulu and you're wondering how much money I make from that, $4. I tried to make this as inexpensive for people to be able to purchase as possible. Um, I'm trying to keep the second book down, but as I've said, it's been a lot more expensive to write because I've had to spend a lot more money on the things that I've needed to research to put it together, which is fine. And you all have contributed to that immensely, which is deeply appreciated. Um, but yeah, when you're paying, $16.99 for a book, I'm not getting $16.99 for your purchase. I'm getting about $4. If you're buying the hard copy, I'm getting about $5.50. No, I did not make my selling goal in order to do an audiobook. Um, yes, I am still going to get it in ebook format. It's being worked on. um, I don't just want it to technically be in ebook format. If you have the book in print, then you know that there's different kinds of written text in the book, and in order to help you track those differences, their their fonts are different, for example. And so making sure all of those kinds of things are transferred over for the e-version so people feel like they're getting a rich experience and not just the knockoff version is something that I care about. Will the e-version be less than $16.99? Probably. Um, Whenever it is ready and it's quality, I'll let you know and you can get it. I appreciate the folks who are like, "Hey, we cut enough fucking trees up. I don't wanna buy physical media." I can appreciate that, and I respect that. You're gonna have to wait until the quality level is ready to release it on E, okay? I'm so glad because when I was looking at it, like, I was like, "I'm losing." I'm losing it, and if you write it all in the same text, then it looks like novel, Um, what the fuck is the word? Dialogue, like you would see in a novel, and it's not that. And so I'm very proud of that because I came up with that myself. Yes, I did. I came up with that myself. And the second book is going to have 3 different levels of text. Um, because it's got what I write, it's got quotes from court documents, and then it's got excerpts of lyrics. And then, as I shared yesterday, there will also be some QR codes sprinkled throughout the book as well. Not every reference is going to have a QR code because there are, I don't even know how many references in the second book. It's easily twice as many references in the first book, but critical references will have a QR code and people can right there just what is this? Oh, it's a video, or oh, it's a document, or whatever, you know? So yeah, but I was like, "Oh, like I said, this book is fucking gorgeous." I love it so much, and I'm so proud of it. And yes, I designed this motherfucker front to back, in and out, up and down, all myself. Very proud of that. Very proud. And I credit all of my professional colleagues and literally every job that I have had in the past 30 years for giving me the professional skill set to be able to do that myself. That's why I can toot my own horn, because it is paying respect to the people who have taught me. That's a good one. That's a good one. Angie lady, as someone with ADHD, it made it so easy to read. Yeah, the book is it's an easy read. Um this was another reason why I wanted to quickly get a book out. And if you look at the beginning of the book, here's something I'll read. This is when I called one of my lawyer friends because I was like, I don't like the copyright that Lulu is suggesting for my book based on who the audience is going to be. And she was like, oh, you're right. Let me draft something for you. No part of this publication may be copied, distributed, performed, recorded, streamed, uploaded, excerpted, or reproduced in any form, physical, digital, or otherwise, without prior written consent from the copyright holder. And I promise you, this copyright in this book is not for show. This shit is fully copywritten, and I will sue your sorry black ass. Okay? Okay, so yeah, no part of this publication may be copied, distributed, performed, recorded, streamed, uploaded, excerpted, or reproduced in any form, physical, digital, or otherwise, without prior written consent from the copyright holder, except in the case of brief quotations used in critical reviews or scholarly work, which must include proper citation. This includes live stream read throughs, video reactions, monetized commentary, podcast excerpts, screen recordings, and AI generated narrations. Violation of these terms may result in takedown notices, content strikes, and legal claims. This book is protected under US and international copyright law. Because I was like, these motherfuckers is already out here ripping off my work. So let's make it as clear as fucking day. You ain't ripping off this shit here. So if you get the book and you want to send a picture, email me liveapsa@gmail.com. I want your picture. I love those pictures. I'm just glad I was able to put some of them in a little video with Mark Creasy's little video. Hello, the transporter. They wish. They wish they were a mini ABSA. Yeah. 1988, Jeffy. Niggas have shamelessly been abusing abscess content for a year, and I always say something. It's just so flagrant. And nigga, give credit. It's not hard. But and this is how you can tell who is in the secret red pill nigga Discord. They watch my content, they watch my live breakdowns of documents, and then they bite my shit and take it to their own channel, and they don't give credit. Anybody who does that, who is black and male on this platform, oh yeah, he's with them. He's with them. That's how I can tell the difference. So, okay, last time, you mind reader. Last time I'm gonna say, did I miss a question? Do you have a question? I'm just gonna shut up. I'm gonna stare at the chat. And then we're gonna move on to our third album. I mean, our third album, our third hour. Shalonda Garcia. I subscribed when I saw an educated, beautiful, factual, opinionated woman near my age. I know that's right. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Grown folk business. Space for grown folk business. We do. I'm sorry. If folks would be kind enough to drop them again, I'm just going to stare at the chat and I'm going to answer the questions. Okay? What did you learn during the writing of this book that's helping in the writing of the second? That I'm a subject matter expert on this case and I shouldn't be concerned with exerting that. That's one of the things that I learned. I think I learned a lot of technical shit about writing and publishing a book. I'll say that. I learned a lot of technical things about writing and publishing a book. I've helped people do it before, but it's changed a great deal. And I'm so grateful for that. I said this before when the first book came out, when I said, like, I would absolutely do this again. I mean, I already knew I was going to do it again, but there are some people who self published and they went through hell. But it just becomes easier and easier to do it. There were times where I was like, I'm going to throw the computer out the window because I'm having a consistent problem with something and haven't been able to fix it for 10 hours. But I just learned a lot, a lot. And I loved every minute of it. I really did. I loved it. How was my day today? It was busy. The morning went by really fast, but it was good. Yeah, it's good. I've just been focused on the appreciation for the subs, pushing that sentencing video to a new place, and staying rooted in gratitude. You know, it's been a great day, and it's going to continue to be a great day. For sure, grown folks can still get sucked out of the airlock for talking crazy. What was my favorite part? There's some about 30 for 30 live. They performed Love, and I really appreciated SZA's voice in that. Euphoria just felt like an out of body experience. I think euphoria is really powerful, and it feels it's otherworldly. Um, my favorite part about the GNX tour is that it happened and that I was there to witness it. I didn't go with my son, but he was in the stadium. He went with his best friend. And I know other people who went, and we didn't meet up afterward, before or afterwards, but just knowing that they were all there was really cool. Claudia, I appreciate you. Angie Lady asked, in your opinion, how much do you think Kendrick's strategy was planned versus taking advantage of Drake's mistakes? Yes, so we call those emerging opportunities. I think when you get in the go-kart, you have a plan for how you're going to get to the end of the race, but you're impacted by the other cars on the road. And so I think it was a combination of both things. I think it was, this is what I'm going to do because this is who I am and this is what I have to say. And then when Drake decided that he was going to engage, then it was, "Well, let me look at the arsenal that I have to figure out what is the most appropriate response to this motherfucker." And I'm a receipt keeper. There are some motherfuckers around these parts who I keep files and documents on of proven shit that they did. Sexually harassed a woman on the job, embezzled money from a campaign. I was just biding time. So it all resonated with me. The ability to jump onto the dance floor and say, these are my moves, and then pivot to something else when the music seemingly changed. It was genius. Active, live incident strategy. Some of the best I've ever seen. And I think the smartest thing that he did was be patient and not listen to anybody because he knew what he was going to do, because he knows what he himself is capable of. And when you have that kind of fortitude, God have mercy on your opponent. Chris said, okay, we should have had airlock montage. Child, I wanted to do an airlock montage for today. I wanted to do a titties montage for today, but I just couldn't get to it. I filed that away. Dawn says, just ordered the book. Looking forward to reading it. Thank you. Broderick, did you see the crowd in Germany? Child, I saw the crowd in Germany. I saw the crowd in Germany. Bless their hearts. Bless their hearts. Is this your first time building out community online? No, it's not. It's not. Before blogging became mainstream, too mainstream, I was one of the early ones, When Twitter was beta, I was blogging and writing so I had a website, and then I was in newspapers, and then I was on the radio, and I was also on Facebook at the time. So my website, it was a blog, but I have standards, so I built a website for my blog. Had about 1 million readers internationally. And, so yeah, there 1 or 2 people that I met from who were consumers of my work who are now dear, dear friends of mine. But no, so no, it's the first time I've done it in this way, because before it was just like a thing got published, everybody would run, to the fan page or whatever, wherever it was getting posted online and be like, "Oh my god, I read it or I heard it or blah 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 blah," and I'd be like, "Oh, cool, thanks." Da 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 da, and but nothing. YouTube is just different. It's just different. Yeah, yeah, it's just different. So it's not like I had a million people who were actively coming for conversation, but readership was very high. I didn't make a single dollar off of anything because I didn't monetize anything at that point in time. But yeah. So no, not my first time, but it feels like apples and oranges. I will never forget the one person who I said titties and hit the LBG. And when I came back, dude was like, and I had just been like cussing up a storm. And then we hit the LBG, and all I see is a, hey, my kids are watching. Warning, next time you're gonna warning. I've been up here talking about motherfucker this and motherfucker that and da 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 da. I'm supposed to know your kids are watching, beloved. That's a you problem. That is not a me problem. You don't say breastises in front of your kids. That is definitely a you problem. You don't teach your babies about the anatomies. Was that really quite shocking for them? I was like, what? Yeah. DMV doll. Hello, beautiful. Thank you for the contribution. Happy anniversary. I gain knowledge every time I watch and read. Keep bringing the facts. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Yeah, my family is. My kids are watching. I was like, this is this is not my problem. Are your kids school age? Well, then they're fine. Right, exactly, Demetrius. The name of the channel is Abso-fucking-lutely. Sir, be reasonable. Be reasonable. Fanny, hello. Thank you for your question. Would you ever do a live book read? I mean, I thought about it, but like read the whole thing? No, no, I wouldn't do that. If I were gonna, if I read this book out loud from cover to cover, that will be for an audiobook, and we are definitely not there yet. So, yeah. And then there's this. This is a responsible uncle right here. I watch you with headphones, even though the nieces vaguely know who you are. Bless them. How do you balance being outcome oriented with trusting the process? I've been trying to be more content with just working hard and doing the right thing, but sometimes that doesn't cut it. Oh, I don't trust external processes. I trust my process. I trust the process of how I engage external processes, but I never leave anything up. I never leave anything. I don't put my faith in an external trust the process unless I'm putting my full body on the scale to weigh it in favor of outcomes. But some things are just landlocked, right? Like legislation and passing laws. And some things take multiple years. And I think one of the ways that I maintain my sanity is focusing on what I know I can affect and what I know that I can't, and not trying to be Captain Save at everybody or weigh in on everything. Um, And there are times when I'm flaming fucking pissed about what isn't getting done because of the process and the suffering that happens in the in between. I'm extremely impatient. I don't have a tolerance for ongoing suffering or harm as we develop a solution with the process. I just don't have it. I just don't have it. So I'm going to learn processes and systems to the best of my ability so that I can manipulate them for the greater good. And I don't have any problem saying that. And I've done that successfully. I've joked on here before about I should have been an assassin. When I was in my 20s, I made a conscious choice, probably because I think it was my aunt at one point in time, like asked me in a leading way. So you've decided to use your power for good, right? And it really took me off guard because I was like, what are you talking about? And she basically was like, well, you could go either way. The young woman I'm looking at right now really could go either way. You are powerful. You are powerful. You have authentic internal power. You're going to use it for good, right? And in my 20s, I committed to doing that. But I don't always like it. I was stunned. I mean, I left the room because the TV was in the other room. I was like, he's there. Bye. I got up and walked away from a live stream to go into another room entirely just so I could see him on the screen. And then you're in a Canadian tuxedo? Sir, I have to function. What are you doing? Oh, oh, I'm still shocked he was at the Grammys. Basically, that's basically what she was saying. I like your fire. Please don't become a pyro because you will burn everything down around you. You will. And I spent, 25 years of my career leaving the professional space and going into a personal space and losing my shit and to the wall, to myself, to nobody who was in the meeting, saying the things that make sure it's still on, saying things that I really wish I would have said in the room and really challenging people in positional power instead of acquiescing because we have a contract or blah, 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 blah. We might not get this up. No, 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 no. I've been working on this for 25 years. The people before us worked on it for 30. The people before them worked on it for 50. And we're just supposed to go through this again. And then things changed in the world and the stars aligned. I had the skill set, I had the reputation, I had the credibility to be in the room when it was going down and to say, that's not going to work. And I am sick and tired of you, sir, saying that this is the solution. But I was also flanked. I also brought some buddies. um so yeah. Do you remember the Amber Alert that happened on stream months ago? Did that have a positive outcome? It did. Yes, it did. It was, I don't really like I have a huge pet peeve for me is when people overinflate cultural moments as historical. I don't like it. It makes me crazy. And it's happening right now with here's a clear example with Kendrick on tour and Beyonce on tour. You know, you hear a lot of the first Black woman to make X amount of money in a concert. The first Black man to make X amount of money. This is historical because the first Black man in history to make X amount of dollars on tour. I think to me, it's not divine. It's not divine. It bothers me very much because I think of history in a more consequential way because of the people that I come from. I think of history in a more consequential way than the first in pop culture to do something. And then when it comes to money, that just irks me because, okay, great, good for him. No shade, but that's not a marker in history for me. And I don't take it seriously when it is described in that way. Nevertheless, it was not lost on me what happened the night of the Grammys. That was a historical cultural event. And it was deeper than rap as well. And I don't ever care if those institutions validate us or our artistry. It doesn't make it more art, right? It doesn't make it more artful. It doesn't make it more legitimate. I give a fuck. But to actually see it happen, a sweep, it's still incredible to me. It is still incredible to me that the status quo artist, adored by the people who control music, has fallen slash been torn down. And in place of that stands a real one. It's like seeing Katniss storm the Capitol. That's how I look at those kinds of award shows. They remind me of people in the Capitol, and it makes me really uncomfortable. So there was a real one. Crazy. Hi, Pivot. Thank you. Somebody get the broom out. Ugh. I'm literally getting chills just fucking thinking about it. What a year. What a year. I tell you, it's probably been, before this, probably, because when I previously had an online presence, that ended at least a decade ago, I think. So there was a big in between, and there have been plenty of times in that decade where I've been tempted to make a video on some platform and like weigh in and have always resisted, always to the point sometimes where I feel like I need to tie myself down to the chair. Um, Number one, because I like my anonymity and my privacy and I want to be left the fuck alone, right? Not because I'm, afraid to say what I wanna say. Um, but there was just no way that I could resist what was happening because it's deeper than rap, and at the same time, as deep as rap is. Yeah. So, I think that's hugely, hugely powerful. I think, as I said before, it aligns with many things that are happening right now and have been happening. It's also not new, right? It's just, I think a lot of people had their blinders snatched off their faces. And there's some there that's you get to a point of things being undeniable. And I am constantly focused on the critical mass of people in their understanding of something, in their tolerance of something. I need that for work and my own survival. So those things are hardwired into my brain of paying attention to when a critical mass forms and then it turns into a wave and then it changes the direction of the current. It seems impossible to me at this point that I would not have started a YouTube channel, but if I hadn't, I very well may have still written this book because I still would have followed the case. I still would have done that. As I said when I started this channel. Fun fact. Somebody gets sued, or somebody gets charged with some shit. One of my greatest pastimes in life is reading court documents. I love it. And now I've, brought that goodness to y'all. And, of course, obviously, the titties. Do you have a favorite song on GNX or is it just play the whole album? I mean, it might be just play the whole album. I think we all know that I love Hey Now. Squabble Up, if you've seen my live reaction, I fucking lost it when we finally heard that whole song. Whacked Out Murals, those are songs that just play in my head, or lyrics that go through my head. Even if I'm not even really conscious of it, I find myself thinking about those. Um, I Deserve It All is a balm. I find that song really comforting. Dodger Blue, I'm in love with it like it's a baby. I just love it so much. I just wanna squeeze its little cheeks and see it grow. Um, Luther is fucking Luther. I mean, it's just top tier. So, yeah, it's the whole album, but I am now at the point where I'm just like, "I wanna hear thi" but it does send me down. I can't it's like fucking bag of chips. You can't just reach in and take one. I can't listen to one GNX song alone. Inevitably, I'm gonna pick something else. Whereas other things might be mixed up on a playlist. I haven't gotten that far with GNX yet. There are some songs that are on a playlist, but nah, nah, it's still top tier, stands in a place of its own, and is an experience of its own. Nope, because 'cause I'm on my business. I'm on my business. I know there are looters around the town here in Seattle, in the greater area, but, I'm old, and I don't be out in them streets, and I mind my business, and, we are a mask-friendly county. Um, and we have wildfires, and I also have health things that I need to, protect myself from other people's germs. So, baby, I'll wear a mask. Okay. Also, in my um it's just little things. Like in my day-to-day life, in my non-working life, I don't wear these glasses. I wear glasses, but I don't wear these glasses. I wear massive old lady big, big old lady glasses. So I consider YouTube to be a part of work. And I don't look like this when I'm not at work. I look like a version of this in my regular day-to-day life, but I don't look like this. This is work. So no, it's not like people are recognizing me off the street. I have had some people. I did that. Honestly, I did this on purpose. The GNX tour, when I realized how many people have been on this channel were going to be there, I was like, I really don't want to, I really don't. I want to meet people. Let me be clear. I do want to meet people. And I would not be upset if people came up to me and were like, can I get a pic? That would not upset me at all. But I would like that to not happen at a GNX concert with thousands of people. So I was like, I'm gonna braid my hair right before the concert. And I'm not gonna go on live until after the concert, because if I go on live, then people will see my hair. They will immediately be able to recognize me at the concert. And I was dressed in neon greenish yellow from head to toe, Ivy Park. So I stood out. So I was like, yeah, I'll braid my hair for the concert. There were a couple people who I saw do double takes and look at me earnestly. But they did not come up to me. Another reason why is because of my work here. If you walk up to me in public, depending on what you say, I might not initially have a favorable reaction, because I'm going to be trying to figure out, are you about to try and kill me for the work that I do in the world? So you might not initially get a good reaction out of me. I'll probably be very stoic. I'm not going to be like some public figure who's like, yes, hi. I'm going to be like, what's going on over here? It's kind of going to be probably my initial reaction to that. So I get recognized for my work here. I don't get recognized for AFL. And that's a very tense situation. And as a matter of fact, the last time I garnered a lot of media attention locally and nationally, I was on the front of a bunch of publications, above the fold. The next day, this was like 6 years ago, the next day, I went to the salon and had my hair dyed blonde. And she was aghast. She was like, the damage to this. I was like, bitch, I'm about to be on the front page of every fucking thing. I need to look different. And she was like, say less. And I walked out of there with honey blonde, gorgeous hair, and kept that up for a while. And then I got tired of it. Shit, that took forever. Dye all that fucking hair. Nah. But yeah, the next day, immediately changed my appearance. I would have a positive reaction to that. If I heard that, I'd probably be like, just praying to God that I'm dressed in some kind of respectful way, because they're going to probably ask for a picture and I don't want to say no because that's rude. And then they're going to do a tell-all video like, homegirl, I saw Apsa at Pike Place Market while she was buying some flowers for her auntie, and she didn't want to take a picture with me because she said she didn't have her eyebrows on. Well, What do you want from me? Probably. Probably. Some of you are special. I could get deported into a prison for it. So yeah, it was pretty important work. They still mad and still threatening my life. Yeah. The FBI had to roll up on a couple people around the country, including a trailer park in Arkansas, where they woke a motherfucker up very early in the morning, dragged his ass down for questioning, complete stranger. Why? You threatened to kill this woman in Seattle. Who's the woman? Me. Does the FBI know who I am? By name. So you think I give a fuck what these little biscuit heads on the internet say? About a video? About sentencing? I do not. I don't care in the slightest. It happens so often that I just finally stopped telling people so that we would stop reporting it to the FBI. It just got too tedious. But I did receive some credible threats to my life for my job. And there are people in positional power, very, very high positional power here and in unfriendly places around the world who still hate me. I think I deserve to suffer. I think I am the root of a problem. And, have threatened me in other ways. So I've constantly got that hanging over my head. I'm obviously not going to talk about it in detail because then that will attract, and then this space will not be safe anymore and I will have to shut it down. So I don't talk about it in detail in any way, shape, or form. I don't name those people. I don't name the work. I don't name any of those things because we've gotten this far. That was one of my main concerns about actually starting a channel was, I don't know if it's going to be entirely safe, for me. But it's worked out okay. It's worked out okay. If people want to find me and they're really dogged about it, they can find me. And, then it's me and Betty against the world, basically. So, yeah. We're not gonna make that super chat goal, but I don't even care. It's been a week. Y'all been pouring love into this channel all week, pouring support into the channel all week. And again, the waking up to 32,000 views on that video, and then just every time I would pass by the computer, taking out the garbage, I'd look over, had, 10,000 more views. I'd be like, I'm really about to hit 50,000 views for the first time on this channel for a video that I made. If it were the true 1-year anniversary, like I had literally put the channel up a year ago today, I would honestly think that YouTube is fucking with me. Like, oh, look, she's cute. She's still here. Let's give her a little bit of encouragement, drive a little bit of traffic her way. But no, this is all subscribers to this channel saying, I'm going to watch this video. That's why I said, listen, you don't have to watch it. You can let it play through. But if subscribers are not actively interacting, watching, liking, and commenting, the video is not going to go. I've spent hours putting it together between the writing, the editing, the graphics. Even if I'm doing minimal graphics, I still got to do the graphics, right? I have to go through the contents of a video several times before it is finalized and published. And that's me giving up my, work time, paid time. And I've given up a lot of paid time. And I'm not trying to guilt trip people. I'm not trying nothing. I'm just telling you what the experience is on this channel. Which was why I was saying at the beginning where I was getting to the point of like, first of all, I'm trying to figure out if I still want to do this. Second of all, the red pill nigga shit really did do harm. Third of all, analytics ain't been the greatest as of late. And I'm going to need to reset the, percentages of where I am really spending my time and my resources. And so to have this happen today on the 1-year anniversary of actively producing content on this platform, I just said, once it firmly crossed over 50,000, I was just like, I received that. I received that. I received that because everything for several months leading up to this has not been good. And so for all of a sudden for it to just be like, all I can say is to the universe, I received that. Thank you. I received that. And to all of you, which is why I spent so much time focusing on it at the beginning of the video, is because I have received that. And thank you. And I need the subscribers to know you have an impact on this channel and its success. And if you are a subscriber and you have your notifications turned on and you want to support and contribute to a rational, reasonable voice, then maybe a topic is not your favorite. But if you play it, walk away, go load the dishwasher, take out the trash. By the time you come back, it'll be over. And then you can be like, oh, this was great. Thanks. And then move on with your life. I'm not mad at it. But that literally is the kind of engagement that is needed so that I don't have to pull back. Because then that's going to be a long, slow, frustrating death of the channel for me and for everybody. And I don't want that. And it sounds like y'all don't want that either. So down in Dixie. Hey, Miss Parker. Hey, boo. Here's a little something to put in your coin purse. Oh, I'm an old Black woman, so I keep my coin purse, close right here. Always keep a couple dollars in coins right close right here, near the bosom. JE, thank you for the $5 contribution. Demi, thank you, beautiful. T Mac, I honestly can't keep track of which ones of yours I've acknowledged and which ones I haven't. Oh gosh, but thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Spooky Ariel, thank you for the $2 contribution. Appreciate you. Yeah, that was great. That worked out really well. Great. Worked out really, really well. It is technically related to my actual name, which is also great, but it did come from a misspelling of absolutely. When I was coming up with what I'm going to figure out, what I'm going to call this channel. And I take that. I love organicness. I really do. And the way that things have unfolded on this channel in such an organic way and then stuck, becomes a part of the culture of this channel. Freaking love that. I really do. It's not contrived. It's not marketed. It's not, it just happens. We know when it happens. And then we're just like, okay, you're too forward. I love that. Ooh, Anna Molly, I love this. I play intelligent videos like yours in the background so my boys subconsciously soak it up, even if they don't listen. Ah, I'm honored. Thank you. Yeah, somebody said it one time. They were like, APSA? I was like, yeah, sure. I love it. If that works for you, that works for me. Shoot. At this point in time, it's my name. It's my name. Yeah, I mean, I think destigmatizing things and showing people how to do things and why to do things and where they are is, and I've had people reach out to me privately and say they were going through something or a friend was going through something and it was legal or it was administrative. And there's always a document. There's always a formal document, right? But now they feel like with a formal document, um, and Webster's.com, if they need to look something up, they can get through it and understand what it means, and then figure out what it is that they need to do to respond or what their next step is. And having spent a very long time as an advocate, which I love, and under certain circumstances will still do on like a one-to-one situation. Now I'm pretty much strategizing how to long-term solution big problems. Um, and sometimes if something comes to me as a one-to-one and I see it as an opportunity to address a big systemic problem, and this is just the example that we're going to use, then I will do that. But you can do a lot for yourself that you don't realize that you can do. And I don't mean technically. I mean that you have the fortitude to handle. And you just need the resources. And I'm a good advocate. I know I'm good, right? I know I'm good. And other people know I'm good too. And they will seek me out to help them with a situation. And there are some situations where I can't take it on, but I can tell you what to do to get yourself through it. Like step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, do this, step 4, do that. And when people come back to me and they're just like, "Oh, I just don't know. Are you sure you can't do it?" Now I'm definitely sure. I'm definitely sure I can't do it. I'm definitely sure. There are too many passive participants in society. Too many. And you have to think for yourself. You have to evaluate things on your own. You have to have fortitude and conviction around facts and your own experiences, and your own experiences are facts. And you have to be willing to fight. If you're truly not in a position to be able to do that for yourself, I will see that. That's different. That's a mitigating circumstance, and then we address that. But if you're not, here's the guide. Go do it. Call me if you hit a hiccup. But there are a lot of, "Oh, just do it for me." No, I don't do that anymore. I don't just do it for you unless it is a serious crisis point. And my definition of crisis might not be the same as your definition of crisis. So, but I used to think I could, fix anything and everything and wanted to. I was young and I had energy. I was mad, had a lot of just rage to burn off. Um, and I can still get there. I can still get myself into that place, but the circumstances have to be really right for me to do that, and to believe that my involvement is actually going to have a material difference that leads to the proper outcome and avoids certain disaster. And then I can, work 36 hours at a time, sleep for 4, and then get back on it. That's not good for you, but I can do it. If somebody was murdered by the police, okay, we can deal with this, you know? But it's not fun. It's pretty exhausting. But if no other motherfucker's gonna do it, I can't stand injustice. And I can't stand laziness. And I can't stand people who just give up without even fighting. They just lay down. I can't stand that. And if you're laying down harms other people, I'm gonna drag your ass up off that floor. We ain't got time for this. We ain't got time for this. The chatter, thank you for all the work you do. You're welcome. I'm always grateful that this channel provides more than just content. The sanity has consistently made it easier to breathe this year. I hope so. I hope so. Spooky Ariel purchased the book. This goes towards the goal. Thank you. I appreciate you. We might actually get there now. Or I think we're like 10 or 11 away. We might actually get there. Yeah, less righteous indignation, more practical effort. Like, again, I'm a pragmatist. So, at the beginning of my career, I might consider trusting the process, especially if it's something that I haven't been through before. So, if I'm trying to get laws passed for Black people, I'm going to go to the legislature, but only on African American Legislative Day, which typically falls on a fucking holiday, which means they're not even there. All the bills that we introduce on behalf of Black people die. Can't get one bill passed. The last time I involved myself in the legislature, I got $500 million. $500 million worth of legislation passed in a session. If you want to know how many bills that is, it's 75. I started with 150 at the beginning of the legislative session, got 75 passed. That will change people's lives forever. So that's the arc of the impact of my strategic intelligence. I appreciate you. You just, T-Mac's like, do. Here's $5. Here's $3. Here's another $3. We just gonna get there. 1988 Jeffy. Let's give ABSA strategist hat the credit it deserves. We watched ABSA game it out live and discern that Tony Busby was folding long before other legal commentators, let alone in hip hop. Yeah, I'm smart and I'm not afraid to say it. And that's why all the people who are just fucking piling up in the held comments, you a dumb bitch. Diddy gonna walk out on sentencing day. I can't wait till all them motherfuckers come back. Because they're gonna come back. Even though they've been banned from the channel, they can still see it. Right? They're gonna come back whenever he's sentenced. They're gonna come back to this channel. Because that motherfucker's not walking out. on sentencing day that defies the evidence that we have, that gives us a solid indication of the judge's perspective of the situation. The judge said, "You don't give a fuck about the rule of law, and you are a danger to society. No bail." What makes you think that on sentencing day, rhetorical question, the judge is going to be like, "Well, you're free to go"? The motherfucker is a danger to society and has shown a complete disregard for the rule of law. He is going to prison. Period. And the number of people who, your opinion or interesting take. I didn't put my opinion anywhere in that video. There's no opinion in that video. Not one single solitary opinion in that video. That video breaks down how sentencing happens in federal cases and the fact that the federal guidelines are not mandatory. That's it. So, I don't agree with your take. I don't give a it's not my take. It's a fact. You know what? I've been rocking for you for a while, but it just seems like you're just too sedity. You can't deal with people who don't agree with you. No, motherfucker, I can't deal with people who don't recognize a fucking fact. If you can't discern a fact from opinion, reason and stupid don't sit at the same table. I had a motherfucker argue with me for about 10 exchanges in the comment section last night about states give motherfuckers a slap on the wrist for this, depending on the state that you're in. And so he's going to get a slap on the wrist and he's going to walk out on set. This isn't a state fucking crime. And if you don't know that, you're just here to gaslight me, troll, and talk shit. You ain't followed a fucking fact about this case. Because how do you get to the end of trial and not know that that nigga is in a federal criminal trial? That he has been federally indicted. That federal agencies searched all of his homes. What? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd be proud of myself. Don't get me wrong. I'd be proud of myself. Demetrius, thank you for gifting a membership. T-Mac just still on it, getting us there. Y'all join T-Mac with some little, get some little $1.99 super stickers going. T-Mac is investing today, which I really appreciate it. But a couple, we almost there. We only got like 4 or 5 left, 6 to go. A couple of you can, help a brother out. Here's the thing. You cannot know it's a federal court case. Shut the fuck up. Did you watch the video? Did you watch the video? No, you didn't watch the video, because if you did watch the video and you had any reading comprehension level beyond hooked on phonics, you would be able to discern I never referenced the state. I only referenced the feds. But I'm supposed to go back and forth with you? You're not a serious adult. You must be fucking joking me. There's no way. Wild, because not posting a comment is actually free. Yep. Just move on about your business. But again, a lot of men seem to think that the verdict is a permission slip. And so, yeah, a couple people got bing bok boomed this morning, and they were all men. And they all got bing bop boomed by me. All the way down to tell me what it's like to have never been touched by a woman. And then I just move the fuck on. Because give me. Mika Red. I know how to pronounce it now. Hello, beautiful. Thank you for the $20 contribution. Happy anniversary, Absa. Much love and respect. Thank you so much. It's been a great day. You know, it's been a great day. Che, there is nothing worse than these actually niggas that don't read shit. How dare you insult my intelligence? And there were a lot of people, a lot of men, again, this is men, who the title of the video is Diddy is facing years in prison, not a slap on the wrist. There have been a lot of men who have been like, it'll be 3 years, it'll be, you don't know what you're talking about. And my response has been, I see that we agree. You understand the definition of the word years, plural. And then they come back with, bitch, are you slow? I'm not agreeing with you. You are agreeing with me. You just said that Diddy is going to get 3 years, plural, which is not a slap on the wrist. Let's see you do 3 years and think it's a slap on the fucking wrist for any goddamn thing. No, it's not a slap on the wrist. It's years, plural. Therefore, compare and contrast with the title of this video. You clearly agree with the factual information presented therein because your comment demonstrates that you understand the definition of the word years. And if I'm wrong and he doesn't get years, do you think I care? I don't. Does it matter? It does not. It has no material impact on my life whatsoever. Do I have a better argument than anybody saying that nigga's gonna walk out of prison or walk out of jail on sentencing day? You goddamn right. I put all chips on me. I put all chips on me. Because if that motherfucker was gonna walk out on sentencing day, he would have walked out on verdict day. These people do not understand. And it, on the one hand, irritates me personally. On the other hand, it devastates me when I realize how fucking stupid people are, particularly people in America. That you can't, a fact could hit you in the fucking face and you don't recognize it as a fact. Every last one of them motherfuckers was wrong just a couple days ago. And you all have forgotten that. You've wiped that. You've paid no attention whatsoever to the words that came out of the judge's fucking mouth. And you think this nigga's gonna skip out of the front door of the courtroom on sentencing day? And then somebody said, well, you probably only serve about 85%. So I've had a bunch of people in the comments. He's only going to serve 85% of his time. And the math on that is, you don't know what you're talking about. And you are parroting to me the words of somebody who was just wrong demonstrably the other day. I'm supposed to put that person's breakdown, assumption, guess above this brain, my own experience professionally with the criminal justice system. I'm not going to do that. All chips on me. Thanks. Queen Medina, thank you. Over analyst, thank you. Right. They just heard not guilty and they forgot that it wasn't for all charges. Also, they forgot that there are mitigating factors. And they just flat out don't know how the system works, what a judge does and doesn't consider for sentencing. And so there are a lot of people who just don't understand why the judge said what he said and didn't let him out. Because they don't understand that just because he was found not guilty of crimes does not mean that there was no factual evidence presented during the case that speaks to his conduct and patterns of behavior. And the judge is required to take those things under consideration in determining things like sentencing. And he obviously is, because he took those same things under consideration in the bail hearing. That's the empirical evidence before you. The empirical evidence before you is not billionaires get off. That is not the empirical evidence before you on this case. That is a generality and not always true. Native New Yorker chick, hello. Yep, sentencing is a whole other process. I don't think he's going home after that final phase either. I don't fucking think so. I really don't think so. I really don't think so. Pretrial services and pre-sentencing, they are locked in like this. Locked in like this. So if pretrial services said 3 fucking times, this motherfucker is a danger. 4, if they were asked yesterday, asked this week. But at the very least, 3 on 3 separate occasions, pretrial services said, well, yeah, he's a flight risk. He's a danger to people. He cannot be released. They too are not also going to turn around on sentencing day and be like, actually, never mind. It doesn't matter that he completely disregarded the law during this time. It doesn't matter that he was obstructionist during the time he was being investigated, during the time he was incarcerated. Doesn't matter that he shows a propensity for violence. We're just going to let him walk because he wasn't found guilty of these things over here. People are not smart enough to put those things together. They don't have the brain fucking width to be able, the bandwidth in their brain to be able to do that. And that is pathetic because it's not complicated. It's really not complicated. And I think once I broke it down for people who are fucking reasonable, they were like, oh, this is detailed, nuanced, but not complicated. Not complicated. Lily T with the new membership. Hello, beautiful. J.E. If Johnny has 5 apples, I'm so dead. That is perfect. Fateless. The verdict didn't give the court amnesia. They didn't forget the danger that his lawyers presented to the court. That was the best part, child. His lawyers. Being like, oh, yeah, he did that. Oh, yeah, he beats ass. Oh, yeah, he did that. We own it. We own it. Oh, God. Yeah, you own it all right. That's why your ass is still in jail. Hello, beautiful. Thank you for your support. And that will never be forgotten. That will be considered in sentencing. Because that's when that's one of the reasons why the judge said you've shown a complete disregard for the rule of law. I said, oh boy. That's not good. I think that's bad. It's bad. And then people hopping into the comments. Prostitution isn't illegal. Everybody is a willing participant. Beloved, in the United States of America, and you know this, prostitution is illegal. The things that defy reality. Prostitution isn't illegal. Well, then how did they charge him with a federal crime for transporting people for the purposes of? I had a guy get in the comments. I couldn't believe he said this. He was like, my girlfriend lives across state lines. I have to travel to go get her and bring her back here. And every time I do that, we go, we stop for dinner and I pay. Then he said, so I'm paying for it. He's talking about the punani. So I'm paying for it one way or another. Should I be charged with a crime? Sir, do you hear yourself? You think because you pay for dinner, when you go and pick up your significant other across state lines, that is compensation for her to suck your little dick? Were you on the jury? Because you fit the demographic. What am I supposed to say to that except for airlock? You entitled piece of shit. You think you're exchanging food for sex? With somebody you claim to care about? So listen, if you're a woman out there in America and your man lives across state lines and he's been break up with him. You probably already know. Because he probably is already treating you like you're obligated to do things. He may be coming across as kind of seemingly entitled to it, and you've wondered why. Because that motherfucker thinks he's paid for it. And you owe it to him. Boy, break up, block. Michael A., imagine thinking that the value you bring to the relationship is literally on a menu for anyone in the world to purchase. Angie Lady, hopefully she's a figment of his imagination. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I can tell y'all right now, there's almost 60,000 views on the video. So again, thank you to the subscribers because that all got kicked off because you watched the video. But I'm going to very quickly I'm not going to show it on screen, but I'm going to go over to the comments on the video that are held and see if there's any good examples here. Oh, another thing that I hate is when I make a video that is a factoid explainer video, and then somebody posts underneath the video, "Hope this helps," and then says in their own words what's in the video. I'm blocking you from the channel. Go perform your intelligence somewhere else. I literally just said that in the fucking video. I got a lot of comments about Donald related to him. All of those got deleted. And then these are people who think he's been sentenced. He got 20 years in prison, but he will get probation and amnesty. Don't forget, he didn't name names. If he goes behind bars, he will get amnesty or he will get killed. That's a real comment that's held. That will be deleted and will not be published. He's going to appeal his conviction, and then he will get bail. This is a comment. He's going to appeal his conviction, and then he'll get bail. My boy getting time served. When AI has a lisp, I couldn't get past the lisp. The judge is bought. And that's why I kept him in jail. In one of the worst jails in the continental United States of America, because he bought the judge. That's why the judge kept him in jail. He's gonna walk because he's rich. They're indicting him with more charges. He's a serial killer. He killed his wife, and he killed Tupac, and he killed Biggie. Oh, well, let me prove that one. Not true. Since I'm here, I'm just doing a little bit of pruning. He works for 47. He won't do time. Well, if he works for him or he's gonna get a pardon, why is he in jail right now? Again, you gotta focus on the empirical evidence in front of you. The empirical evidence in front of you is not a pardon possibility. The empirical evidence in front of you is that motherfucker's in jail right now. This trial didn't start until after 47 was in office and in control of the entire Department of Justice. This trial didn't start until the original prosecution team and the original lead attorney for the Southern District of New York retired from their service in the federal government, and new lawyers took on this case, appointed by the current president. So, yeah. All comments held. People be tripping. But this morning when I woke up, again, I went to sleep, 10,000 views. I woke up, 32,000. I spent an hour going through the comments so that I could find all of the biscuit hassery and ban it off of the channel. There has been a lot of this. A lot of this. This AI voice is annoying. This AI bitch, this, that, or the other. How AI gonna have a lisp? I'm like, wow, I haven't heard anybody talk about my lisp in a while. Fateless left a comment that had me screaming. But yeah, people say all kinds of shit. That lady, 1982. Sorry, I'm late. Congratulations on 1 year of giving us so much realness and truth. No biscuit heads allowed. Thank you, beautiful. That's okay. Replay gang. Replay gang. Here's to the second anniversary show 2026. Mika Red. Thank you, beautiful. Whew. Wow, this seems like really far away, but we'll see how it goes. So, yeah, after an hour of just weeding through dumbass shit, yeah, that's annoying. That's annoying. But I refuse to be one of those YouTubers that does not curate um their comment section. I do not believe that all engagement is good engagement. Yes, I know, because they come over to my channel and into my comments and say all this stupid shit. And I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to debate. If you're too stupid to, you have to come in with a baseline of facts. Otherwise, I become your tutor and you're not paying me. So if you don't have a baseline of facts, then this is seriously not the channel for you. I'm not obligated to go tit for tat in the comments for people. I'm not obligated to tutor you for free on some shit. If you want to reach my hourly rate as a professional and you want me to explain some shit to you, email me. You will get prim and proper ABSA because you will be paying the rate that is dictated by the state that I live in. Yeah, that's right. The state that I live in says this bitch is actually worth this amount of money every hour. We back that up. Then I'll tutor you. But if you come in with just, he's going to appeal his conviction, he can't appeal his conviction. He can't do that. He can't do that. So yeah, you don't have to know all the things. You don't have to, but you have to come in having done some work of your own and demonstrate that you're grounded in reality and that, and if you have a question, it's earnest, it's honest, and you are trying to understand. And I can typically discern in the comment section when somebody is asking a serious question. If you pose a question that is something like, oh, so now we're just using old laws that were designed to, hunt down enslaved people. So now what you're saying is it's okay to use those in today's day and age to convict a black man. Well, first of all, the Mann Act is used to convict more white men than anything. And second of all, that's not the topic of the video. Pull yourself the fuck together. Get off my channel. That's not the conversation. You don't actually want to have that conversation. You don't actually give a good goddamn about racist laws in America. You're just a man who hasn't been touched by a woman who wants me to engage so that you can convince yourself that high value women will engage with your sorry ass in the real world and you can just stay a sorry ass and high value women will pay. That's not how reality works. And if I got to be the high value woman on the internet to display for you that that ain't going down, then I guess I'm that bitch. It's just dumb. Anyway, let's not talk about this. Let's not end our anniversary with this. You know what we should end our anniversary with? And I literally just realized this as I was getting ready to go to the live. I was like, "Oh my god. Should I do this in the live or should I have a separate live to talk about the fact that it's the 1-year anniversary of the music video for Not Like Us? Maybe that's where we should end this live. That seems like a better topic. This is facts, Demi. If anything, Kendrick taught us to hate harder. Baby, I've been to therapy. What I learned, I don't give a good goddamn fuck. I don't give a good goddamn fuck. Okay, so we will end this with Not Like Us music video, and we'll have we'll watch it, we'll geek out, we'll have a conversation about that. But you know, I've been here for a minute, so I got to go refresh some things and, you know, bio break. Get you some snacks, have you a little breaky break, and we'll be back here in 3 to 5 at the most. I get around to all my stations pretty quick. Yeah, I'll be back with you shortly.